of applause for Dr. Jack Rich. Please a round of applause, the CEO, Chairman of Billionaire Oil. Please a round of applause. Please can we make the applause louder? Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished senators, honorable members of the Federal House of Representatives, Your Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife, our Royal Majesties from across the country, including from the Niger Delta, Your Royal Highnesses from my beloved community, distinguished and most respected guests that came far and near, those in the entertainment industry, the most revered icon of Nollywood, the Ibridike, Ahmed Kanayo, the president of the Actors Guild, and all other phenomenal and respected guests that came in from Israel to grace this occasion because of my beautiful wife Elizabeth, ambassadors of different countries that could have been here, but because of the time, they are not able to make it. As a matter of fact, they flew into Lagos, but because of the delay, they couldn't make it, because their operational protocol, when it gets a particular time, they can't, step out. I want to thank my pastors that flew in from Port Harcourt and other staff that also accompanied them. Wonderful friends, those that I love so much that have been there for me, and all others that I'm not able to mention the names. Today is a wonderful day that we are all here. Looking at the time right now, because of love, you're still here. This event was designed to start at 6 p.m., but due to other distinguished guests that we are, passionate about in building a strategic relationship. They had other engagements that delayed the arrival. So I want to just say first, apology for coming late. It's from the bottom of my heart. I and my wife just can't afford to take your presence for granted. I want to thank the governor of Lagos State, who is our host. He rang me a few hours ago and said, please, my brother, I'm not able to make this trip because in Abuja, we're trying to get the new governor's forum ready, and he sent a representative to represent him. I also want to thank the governor of my daughter's state, who is here in the capacity of the deputy governor. Brother Lucky, thank you for coming, Your Excellency. I also want to appreciate His Excellency, the distinguished comrade, for taking the pain to fly in. As a matter of fact, he came in and waited since. Thank you, sir. My brother, the distinguished Senator of Kano State, Barao Jibril, I want to thank you for coming with my friends, my brother, Senator Yaradua, distinguished Senator Gada, and all of the wonderful senators who are here, with special recognition to my Imperial Majesty for the time that you took to wait. Please, I am more than overwhelmed, and I want to say thank you, Your Imperial Majesty, for being here to honor your daughter, Dr. Elizabeth, that you took so dearly. Elizabeth is a lady that represents what I call radical revolutionary change that is progress driven. A young lady that has impacted society in such a manner that is so passionate. She's a woman that has been there within the shortest time she's been within the space. our heart is always the good of the society. And that is why she launched a foundation called the Elizabeth Jacqueline Foundation. And also she launched a foundation to help women within the rural area, where she launched the opportunity for rural women development. You can see she's done countless projects for the good of society, where she empowered 3,000 women in Abuja, in the northern part of the country, and also a similar number down the south. So we're here to honor this phenomenal woman that God has given to us. When I spoke to the governor of Lagos State on the aircraft flying in from London down here, I said, Your Excellency, I am a beneficiary of this wonderful daughter of yours. And you have this super energetic lady from the Southwest, which is your daughter. So I'm just a beneficiary. So this event, it's your event. I also say the same to my brother, my friend, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State. I said, this is your daughter. We're here to celebrate her. And your presence will go a long way to tell our friends who came from the northern part of the country. As a matter of fact, the governor-elect of Benue would have been here, but he said, please, my brother, I'm going to send the deputy to represent me because there are other engagements that I just can't afford to push behind. And they are all here. If you look at this hall, if you take the head count, a lot of the senators and reps flew in all the way from Abuja just to celebrate this wonderful and phenomenal and stunning woman. It goes a long way to say to us that what is it that we have for society? And that's about our heart. Community and the society that have given back to us is looking up to us. We have a very short time to be on earth. And this short time that you have to spend on earth, what is it that you can leave behind as strategic footprints such that when the next generation comes, they can hit the baton from where you stop and then move on again to the next generation. Right now in my very life, you see the alpha generation, they are already born. I belong to Generation X. 3 generations right now are born, the millennials, the Gen Zs, and the alpha generation. And thereafter we're going to have Generation Beta. And then we're going to have Generation Gamma. And then we're going to have Generation Delta and Generation Gamma. What is your plan for these generations that are coming ahead of you? That is what has brought us together here today, to celebrate this phenomenal woman and what she's doing for humanity. And my takeaway is that I will not stop doing what I know how to do best, because I am not yet fulfilling purpose until the good of society becomes the driving force that wakes me up from the bed because it stares me in the face. That is, what is it that you can do for your brother? Heart of sacrifice. Some call me a philanthropist. I'm not a philanthropist. I'm a humanitarian. Philanthropists are those who give because they have to give, not because, of other SDG goals and all that. But humanitarian is he who gives and gives his time to ensure that what is given fulfills purpose. My contacts in the world, my relationship with those at the very, height of society, the cream of society, makes no meaning if that contact can't change or move the needle by an inch in enabling somebody somewhere to have access to his dream. It doesn't make sense. Why do you have billions stockpiled in your account? I'll let you know this. Those who know what I do can testify that in the past 5 years, I've committed my business in doing social good way above $400 million US. Way above it. And sometimes I have sacrificed the good of my business for the wellness of society. Yes, I do get attacked. I do get attacked. And some say, why are you doing this? Some say, why do you have to do this? And sometimes my wife looked at me and said, you sacrifice at the expense of the family? What are you doing? I look at the record. This is May. I haven't spent up to 60 million naira on my soul. I haven't spent up to that. I can tell you the gospel truth. I have the numbers. But I have committed nearly everything that comes my way for the good of society. And that I consider moving the middleman inch. I was privileged to speak during the U.S. Africa Business Forum in one of the sessions. And I said to them, I said to the U.S. Authorities, the mayors and some of the business moguls, and I said to them, listen, you talk about Africa. You want Africa to be better. It's not just talking. It's not just talking. It's not just talking the talk. It's all about giving Africa, giving my country, Nigeria, which is the wealthiest country on the continent of Africa, the most populous country on the continent of Africa, the country in the continent with the smartest brain, the guys whose industry is ruling the world today. That access, economic access, that gateway to be part of the global economic value chain where decisions are made. Until we are part of that value chain, the opportunity to have a voice that is sustainable, that we can then measure up to other community of nations, will be like a needle in the hands of man and trying to pass through it. And it's going to be like a camel going through the eye of a needle. We need to be part of that value chain. And that is how we can help families and communities to have access to opportunities, to have access to jobs, to have access to large-scale industrial growth, to have access to technologies, to have access to finances, and to have access to having that sense of human dignity. That is what I represent. Last week, I was at the congressional section in the U.S. Senate, and then I said to them again when I was privileged to speak, I said, it is not enough to say that Africa is poor. I want to let you know that 500 million Africans live in extreme poverty. That's the record of today. And then you talk about, modern day slavery, you're talking about, sex trafficking, you're talking about a particular gender being disadvantaged. Come on, they are from families. The families don't have jobs. They can't even stand up to authority that says, do this, and they know what they're asking them to do is wrong. They can't even stand against them because they have no food on the table. So one of the ways Africa, Nigeria can grow is when we're considered and when we're given that access to have a voice. The world is talking about climate change today. Leadership needs to recognize this. We cannot isolate. The world is going at supersonic speed. We need to make policies. We need policymakers who understand cutting edge, to understand where the world is going so we can prepare the next generation. Otherwise, we will be isolated more. The most vibrating economic engine that enables Nigeria to have a voice on the continent of Africa is our foreign exchange earnings. It comes in 80% of our GDP. And that is oil. That's fossil fuel. The world is saying that fossil fuel is not good. So policymakers need to also understand that the way you can give back to society is to enable opportunities where we can build a strong ecosystem, and then giving your heart to service, taking advantage of the opportunity given to you to serve, and moving the middleman inch. I want to thank you for this great opportunity. I want to thank you for coming to celebrate this wonderful Dr. Elizabeth. I use this opportunity to introduce the chairman of the occasion, my brother, His Excellency Mr. Locke, to make this place.